the hell?
They are coming for a kid. I have to protect her.
The world of Spider-Man, Brand New Day begins in quiet tension, a place where everything familiar has been reset and nothing is quite the same. Peter Parker wakes up to a life where lost connections feel larger than the city around him. People move past him without recognition. Moments that once connected him to friends and allies now feel distant and blurred. This is not a story about grand battles or multiversal chaos. It is a story about identity, memory, and the quiet, grinding cost of being a hero whose very existence has been altered. Peter's life, once shared and witnessed by those he loved, has become a solitary mission carried out in silence, living alone in a small apartment nestled in the quieter side of New York. Peter faces the daily struggle of balancing life without the people who once anchored him. He buys his own groceries, fixes his own meals, pays rent each month, and wrestles with that lingering sense of loss in every task. Yet beneath the monotony of his routine lies a restless heartbeat, the knowledge that his responsibilities as Spider-Man never truly went away, even if the world around him has forgotten. In this version of Peter Parker's life, he is no longer the photograph in someone else's memory. He is alone with his choices, his sacrifices, and a mask that only he remembers how to wear, unlike enhanced superheroes who patrol skyscrapers in blazing light. Peter chooses the shadows of New York's streets, moving through neighborhoods where help is needed most. He hears the distant cries for help not through sirens, but through instinct, that deep, unshakable sense that someone needs saving. His duties are less about global catastrophe and more about everyday peril, a mugging in a dim alley, a child stranded on a collapsed fire escape, a neighbor trapped under rubble after a forgotten structural collapse. These moments do not make headlines, but for Peter, they are the reasons he continues to swing into danger. Here, Spider-Man is not a mythic symbol of hope. He is the quiet guardian of ordinary lives. The city doesn't cheer him on. There are no chants of Spider-Man outside theaters or news anchors praising his bravery. Instead, there is murmured speculation, unseen glances from people who feel safer with him around but can't quite articulate why. Some whisper about an urban legend. Others see a silhouette on a rooftop and feel a tickle of hope, even if they can't place the face behind the mask. New York now carries a complex relationship with its silent protector, gratefully unseen, quietly effective, and strangely intangible. For Peter, this absence of recognition is not humiliation. It is a reminder that his mission has always been about compassion, not applause. Underneath the mask, Peter faces his own emotional collision. Ghosts of the past, faces of friends and loved ones, appear in quiet moments when he least expects them. In the reflection of shop windows, in conversations with strangers, in the soft echo of a laughter long forgotten. These memories do not fade. They press on him the way shadows press against light. He wonders what it would feel like to have just one conversation with someone who remembers his smile, his quirks, or the weight of his secret identity. Yet, every time he reaches for a connection, that moment slips away like smoke through open fingers. In this quiet narrative, the villains also reflect the everyday reality Peter struggles to protect. They are not cosmic conquerors or interdimensional tyrants. Instead, they are individuals driven by desperation, greed, or hurt. A desperate gang once lost in a maze of addiction now uses fear and violence to carve out territory. A former scientist, distraught by society's disregard for his innovations, unleashes chaos and misguided vengeance. Each antagonist isn't just a physical threat. They are personal reflections of broken hope, fractured ambition, and the cost of disconnect. Their motivations are grounded, not grandiose, and they push Peter to confront not just danger, but compassion for human fragility, one of the most striking reinterpretations in Brand New Day is how the villains mirror Peter's internal struggle. They are shaped by loss in the same way Peter is, but where he chooses restraint and protective instinct, they choose revenge and destruction. These conflicts are not merely external battles. but ideological confrontations where the truth of who Spider-Man is gets tested not in force, but in resolve. Every punch, every evasive swing, every confrontation becomes a dialogue between fear and hope, between surrender and perseverance. Peter's ingenuity is central to his identity. With limited financial support and no institutional backing, he constructs his own tools and improvises solutions with what little resources he can scrape together. His suit may be patched, his gadgets homemade, but each component reflects creativity, intelligence, and the deep understanding that survival is not just a product of strength, it is born from resilience under pressure. His web shooters are reconfigured with discarded parts, his sensors recalibrated with ingenuity rather than funding. In every thread he spins, there is the echo of his personal journey, unpolished, persistent, and uniquely his own. Despite his solitude, moments of human connection remind Peter why he continues to fight. He rescues strangers who look up at him with pure astonishment, their awe unspoiled by fame or expectation. A child sees Spider-Man as a mystery and a promise, not a celebrity. An elderly woman hears his voice and feels an old warmth she thought she had lost. These fleeting connections do not erase his loneliness, but they transform it. They show him that even when the world forgets his name, the impact of his choices ripples through lives in ways he might never fully see. Romantic tension and unresolved longing are woven into Peter's emotional landscape as well. There are moments where his heart pulls toward connection, a shared smile with a stranger, a comforting conversation with someone in need, the quiet understanding found in a brief exchange. Yet his fear of repeating past pain, of letting someone close only to have circumstance pull them away, keeps him from pursuing anything deeper. These scenes reveal not weakness, but wisdom shaped by history. Peter understands that connection involves risk, and he prefers to shield others from danger rather than invite them into his world of peril and responsibility. The action sequences in Brand New Day are not about spectacle alone. They are about immersion and consequence. The camera stays close to Spider-Man's perspective, emphasizing movement, breath, and reaction rather than cinematic grandeur. Each fight is fast, chaotic, and unscripted, reminding audiences that even the smallest miscalculation can have serious repercussions. These moments reveal Peter's vulnerability and his commitment to protect, even when he is outnumbered or outmatched. There is no perfect victory, only calculated perseverance. As time goes on, Peter begins to redefine what happiness means to him. At first, he seeks it in memories of the past, in echoes of laughter he once knew, in dreams that feel just out of reach. But gradually he realizes that happiness is not something to be found in what once was, but in what he chooses to build. It is found in every life he saves, every hand he helps lift, every heartbeat he protects. This acceptance does not erase his pain, but it adds depth to his resolve. He learns that the measure of a hero is not in accolades, but in quiet choices made when no one is watching. The climax of Brand New Day does not hinge on world-ending peril or explosive finales. Instead, it confronts Peter with a choice that defines his entire evolution. He must decide whether to cling to the remnants of a remembered world or embrace a new reality where his strength and purpose are defined not by recognition, but by daily acts of courage. This choice cannot be solved through power alone. It requires understanding, trust in humanity, and a willingness to accept uncertainty as part of the journey. In the resolution, Peter Parker stands at the beginning of a new chapter rather than the end of a saga. His life may remain solitary and his path uncertain, but his purpose is clear and unwavering. He is Spider-Man not because of who the world remembers, but because of who he chooses to be every single day: flawed, hopeful, determined, and compassionate. Brand New Day captures the essence of Spider-Man at his most human, wrestling with loss, carrying hope, shouldering responsibility, and embracing a world that may never fully understand him. It strips away the spectacle to reveal a core truth, that being a hero is not about recognition or glory, but about choosing to help others even when no one else is looking. The story reminds audiences that courage is not measured by applause, but by the quiet, relentless commitment to do what is right again and again. Peter Parker does not just survive in this new world. He discovers what it truly means to live within it. Guided by humanity's enduring capacity for compassion in the face of uncertainty and fear.